So they keep on.
Serving up great conversation in a really, really tall glass. Let's get back to the Todd Newton Show with Maria Todd.
Todd Newton Show, Maria Todd. Hello, friend. Hello, family members. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Maria is really on to something. Neither one of us has been to the theater in quite a while. And I think that sadly I have succumbed to the fact that if there's something I want to watch, I wait till I can rent it for $4.99 or $5.99. I don't go for this rent it for $19.99 stuff.
No.
But I can't sit in movie theaters anymore. Everything gets to me. People sitting too close to me, the rattling of candy wrappers, 25 minutes of previews. It's too much when I can just sit at home with the animals, have my refrigerator right there and just enjoy. But the reason
you get sleepy, you can stop it. If
and
you
watch
got to go
it
to the
tomorrow.
bathroom, you can stop it.
You're right. So we wanted to share a list that has been compiled by our research team here of our listeners' most hated movie cliches. So, Maria, I thought I would throw them at you, and then I know you'll have a couple, and then I'll probably. Do you have one you want to get off your chest here? Because you sound very frustrated.
No, just go ahead and get started.
Okay.
Just go and get started.
All right. Wouldn't it _ lovely? Love the usernames our family members have out there. Hates it when there's a villain in a slasher movie who's never really dead. He dies, he burns, he gets hit by a bulldozer. 5 minutes later, there he is again.
Ugh.
I get it.
How many times do I have to kill you?
Yeah. Mr. K07 says, Todd, Maria, what about one guy fighting off 10 guys? And in parentheses, he puts John Wick. And instead of them attacking him all at once, they wait their turn to be defeated. Yeah. Right? That's my gripe with John Wick. I love those John Wick movies.
I do too.
So
but
much.
they're so unrealistic.
Yeah. Especially now that we know that Keanu Reeves is like the nicest guy in Hollywood. It's hard.
He wouldn't even be fighting anybody.
He'd be throwing a football with you out in the streets.
Right.
But that is a good one, Mr. K. You're right. They just stand there and wait their turn. It is choreography, but
until that last guy who always runs off.
Yeah, this is a funny one, Mr. Yeah. Sorry, I was reading ahead as you said that. Yeah, there's always one guy that's like, forget this, goodbye.
It's like I would have ran in the beginning.
Mr. New York Mern says, all right, guys, this is very minor, but I hate it when they're at a funeral and the headstone is already there.
Right.
He says it takes months for the ground to settle after digging it up. If they put the headstone on it too soon, it would sink in a bit. Okay. All right, buddy.
Not to mention the headstone is never ready, like right when you go to bury somebody. Who's got a headstone ready? Did you know they were going to die?
Oh, that's a good one. Man, we really lit people up here. Let's see. Mr. Decker says, it's my last mission. I can't wait to see my wife and baby girl. I guess he's talking about, war movies. Then they immediately die in some dramatic way. This also applies to it's 3 days till retirement, and then they're dead. Yeah.
Extra point if they pull out a picture and show you their wife and kid.
Right.
You know they're dying.
You guys really
Wait, here's mine.
Yeah.
I got to say it. Every time in a cop movie, when one of the cops, or if it's a pair of cops, are accused of some crime, every time they have 3 days to clear their name, they slam their badges on the desk. Their boss, who's the lieutenant, always puts the badges in the drawer. Like in the drawer. Like you got a bunch of badges in your drawer that people keep quitting.
In the drawer.
He throws the badges in the drawer, and they have 3 days to clear their name or else they're, fired. Okay. And they always make it, and the guy gives them their badges back. How do you know which badge is theirs? You got a drawer full.
We have more cliches from movies that drive you nuts. Coming up, Todd Newton Show, Maria Todd. You got yours? Hit us up at ToddNewtonOnline.com.
These two are just getting started.
Now all I see is you.
Hang tight for more of the Todd Newton Show with Maria Todd. Talk is cheap until they want to raise. This is the Todd Newton Show with Maria Todd.
We're talking about movie cliches that drive people crazy, and there's a lot of them. Here's one: closet dentist. Hey,
What?
the Hollywood hang-up, he says, where a character hangs up the phone without saying goodbye or ending the conversation in a natural way. It pulls me out of the movie every time. Yeah, because in real life, if somebody just disconnects a call when the conversation's over, you know, that's a thing that you talk about over and over and over.
It's rude, and Al does it all the time. He never says bye. He just hangs up on you. Like, Al. Is the conversation over, really?
Art Payne says he hates it when the bad guy will be pointing a gun at the good guy. All he needs to do is pull the trigger, but he talks instead, and that buys time for our good guy to outwit the bad guy. Yeah, that's true.
Every time.
Oh, let's see. Oh, there's so many of these.
I'm going to tell you why I'm the villain, but first.
This is Master Vader. Hates it when hates it when the good guy hates it when the good guy is like, I don't like to kill people, after the bad guy destroys and kills thousands of people. Yeah. The protagonist cop is a few days from retirement. That's when the highlight of his career hits.
Right.
Here's one.
What is that, Lethal Weapon?
Yeah. Alicia in Dallas says, drives her nuts when the female in the movie takes her hair down and her glasses off, and it's like, oh, look, she's been this hot the whole time. Sabrina Spellman says she hates it when a mother or a wife makes an elaborate breakfast before work or school, and the whole family comes down and just grabs a piece of toast or an apple before running out the door.
I used to hate that on Gossip Girl. They'd always have this huge spread, and nobody ever ate.
Yeah. You know what used to drive, this isn't movies, this is television, but it used to drive my grandmother nuts, rest her soul, when she would watch that show Dallas. And she's like, look at that. There's always a parking space right up front. They never have to wait for an elevator. And I'm like, she's right. They push the elevator button and the door just opens. Yeah.
It's right there.
Let's do one or two more here. 2U3E9V says, I hate it when a character walks into a bar and orders a beer or a whiskey. He says, you need to state what type of beer or whiskey you want, buddy. That's a great one.
Yes, it is.
Give me a beer.
It's true.
Okay, here's a beer. Oh. God, that was a good one. That's a good one.
So many cliches, so little time.
Oh, someone hacking something on a computer, they just press random keys and then they go, okay, I'm in. Yeah.
The addendum to that is people being able to figure out passwords so easy.
Yeah, right. Oh, and then here's one. We'll finish up with this one. Clystrone88 says, when they say, we'll make our way through the air ducts. No, you won't, buddy. That's not real. Through the air ducts.
Which are so easy to get in movies.
Right. That was Die Hard, right? John McCain was always going through the air duct. And then here's one. Weak Ass Plant says, I hate any plot that could easily be resolved if two characters would simply just sit down and talk to each other for 5 minutes. Guys, thank you so much. I love it when we hit these surveys and questionnaires. You guys are the best. A lot more to talk about with you coming up on the Todd Newton Show with Maria Todd.
The Todd Newton Show with Maria Todd.